In this project, I will conduct a correlation analysis between the stock prices of GameStop and NVIDIA. The goal is to identify any significant relationship between these two stocks over the last 30 days, specifically from October 28th to December 9th. By utilizing historical stock price data gathered from Yahoo Finance and NASDAQ, I will perform hypothesis tests to assess the presence of correlation and construct confidence intervals to estimate the range within which the true correlation coefficient lies. NVIDIA's performance caught my attention, while my interest in GameStop was piqued by the research I came across regarding the infamous short squeeze incident driven by the r/Wall Street Bets subreddit. Although I hadn't previously given much thought to GameStop as a viable stock, this event motivated me to compare it with a large and consistently performing stock like NVIDIA. However, it's also crucial to acknowledge the limitations of correlation analysis. First, it's important to remember that correlation does not imply causation. A strong correlation may exist without any cause and effect relationship between the two stocks. Additionally, since the analysis is based on historical data, it may not accurately predict future behavior. Various factors, such as market conditions, economic influences, and company-specific news can dramatically affect stock prices in ways that a simple correlation analysis may overlook. Finally, this analysis presumes a linear relationship between the two stocks, which may not always hold true. Non-linear relationships or external factors could impact the movements of these stocks in ways that are beyond the scope of this analysis. When examining the data table, you'll find statistical metrics related to the stock prices of GameStop and NVIDIA. In this case, GameStop has a standard deviation of approximately 2.64, whereas NVIDIA's is around 4.51. The average stock price for GameStop is 26.33, in contrast to NVIDIA's mean of 141.806. This lower standard deviation for GameStop points to relatively stable stock prices. Combined with its moderate price Conversely, NVIDIA's higher average stock price, combined with its moderate price variability, reflects a more dynamic stock performance compared to GameStop. In analyzing correlation, we often seek to understand the relationship between two variables. The scatter plot visualizes this relationship, displaying NVIDIA's stock prices, variable X, against GameStop's stock prices, variable Y. Each point on the plot represents a pair of observations for these two variables. If the scatter plot demonstrates a clear trend, such as points forming a line, this would indicate a strong correlation. However, the chart illustrates a very weak and statistically insignificant linear relationship between the closing prices of NVIDIA and GameStop, characterized by the absence of a discernible trend or direction. This suggests that the stock prices of these two companies move independently with little to no meaningful correlation during the observed period. Finally, the correlation analysis yields a correlation coefficient of 0.068, indicating a very weak positive relationship between the stock prices of GameStop and NVIDIA. Essentially, this suggests that there is nearly no linear correlation between the two stocks. In practical terms, this means the movements in GameStop stock price do not significantly predict or influence the movement in NVIDIA's stock price, and vice versa, reinforcing the notion that the stock prices of these two companies are largely independent of each other. To summarize, the analysis of GameStop and NVIDIA's stock prices reveals important differences in their stability and average values. GameStop has a standard deviation of 2.64 and an average price of 26.33, indicating more consistent prices. In contrast, NVIDIA has a higher standard deviation of 4.51 and an average stock price of 141.806, showing greater fluctuations. The confidence intervals suggest that GameStop's average stock price likely falls between 25.703 and 26.965, while NVIDIA's average is estimated to be between 140.725 and 142.887. Additionally, a visual analysis of their stock prices shows a very weak correlation of 0.068, indicating almost no relationship between the two stocks. This suggests that their price movements operate independently of each other.